Another great interview segment from the Racing Insiders Show.
It's always a pleasure to talk to Johnny O'Connell, one of the most accomplished road racers in the United States. 4 wins at Le Mans, 8 wins at Sebring, 1 overall, 7 class wins, Sebring Hall of Fame. His last win came in the Pirelli World Challenge. He's the defending champion in the Pirelli World Challenge. We could go on and on with this guy's resume. Johnny, congratulations on the win at Detroit.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that was a good time. Good one to get anytime that you can, be showing off to your bosses outside their office. That's a good thing. I mean, when the president and the GM is there, you always want to do well, and everybody on Cadillac Racing did a great job that weekend.
And that has to do with getting the money for next year, I would imagine, so you could be the 2013 and 2014 champion.
Well, you know what? How nice would that be? I mean, we've got some work cut out for us. Actually, I had a win get away from me at Long Beach. Pretty heartbreaking. Actually, I was leading behind the pace car, and on the last lap, my car died. And then we had a similar deal at the Circuit of the Americas. We won the first race, and the second race we were leading and had an extremely rare mechanical failure in the suspension. So. Those are 2 wins that had I had them, we'd be leading the championship. But there's nothing more fun than fighting back from behind.
Jim, get in there. You've got some news coming up for this weekend.
So we got the news that you're going to be with JR Motorsports, and here's what's puzzling to me, and we got some tweets about this. You have Ron Fellows, you got Boris Said, even Andy Lally. These guys are getting these seats. You haven't had the nod here in the last few years, but to us, you're on this show, you're one of the best road racers of that bunch. Why is it that now you get called up to go do this nationwide race? Johnny?
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, it's blown me away that those guys never called. For the longest time I figured, okay, well, I'm racing for Nissan, but for the past 13 years I've been a GM guy. I have not made many calls, to be honest with you, to pursue it, and I think that's something that those guys may have done.
So are you thinking you're going to be on the pole and check out, or what are your performance expectations?
How nice would that be to just your first time, be sayonara suckers, and then be 1 for 1, win it. If I win, I'm retiring. I will never do another NASCAR race, and then I will get into the NASCAR Hall of Fame as having the best win percentage in their history.
One more question before Peter jumps in. Are you going to let Villeneuve muscle you if he's in this race?
No one's going to muscle me.
Good answer. The good answer, Peter.
Is I happen to know a good friend of yours, Andy Slacker, that I met through SCCA Club Racing or whatever. I know he works for Ford or whatever, but he always sings your praises. So do you think he had any help in getting you that NASCAR ride?
Oh, no, probably not. If it was Slank, he'd probably throw me under the bus. It was so funny. He and I started out together as doing the Jim Russell Mechanics Training Program. We were both, unbelievably poor. And we'd steal our toilet paper from Riverside International Raceway, and we learned what bars gave you free food if you got a 75-cent beer. Such a talented engineer, and he was a good race car driver. He rode his car off when we were doing Formula Mazda at Sears Point one year because he asked me if I was flat in turn 10, and I was like, yeah, I'm flat in turn 10.
Yeah, go with it.
And then, because that's what a man does. And then, but then, we get 2 laps into the session, and there's red flag, and it's Slank because he flipped and destroyed his car in turn 10. He tried to blame me for it. He's like, dude, I thought you said it was flat, and I was like, it is for me.
Johnny O'Connell. There you go. That's why you love talking to the guy, because he's got all of those stories from years and years worth of experience, wins at Le Mans, Sebring Hall of Fame. Johnny, it's good to have you on the Racing Insiders. Good to talk to you again.
Thank you, guys.
The Racing Insiders on MAV TV every Thursday at 2 and 5 o'clock Eastern, and again on Saturdays at 12:30 midday.